Everybody, welcome into the Beehive. I'm your host, the Bee at LLC, and this is where we stack precious metals like it's pollen and nectar. Our pollen is silver and our nectar is gold, preserving our wealth as honey of old, and like ancient metals, we hold our own. Today, I have Ian Everard here with me, and just happened to catch him on the phone right before I was going live. I was going to come up here and watch the price of silver in the dollar crack over 100, and happened to catch Ian on the phone and twisted his arm and said, let's go live and talk about it. So Ian, welcome in. How you doing?
I'm good, considering that we're facing the end of the world as we know it. And when I laugh and smile and crack a joke, it usually means I'm hurting inside.
Yeah. Well, there is a ton of things to talk about, but in the silver world, we are just about, well, on one website, I'll pull it up here, we have actually crossed the triple digit silver mark. I will also check on some of the local bullion dealer websites as well. But yeah, we've broken the triple digits, and there was a lot of people who laughed at that just months ago. And now here we are, as we are actually at $100 US.
Wow.
So quite a mark to break.
And that is, I think you're using Bullion by Post, which is claims to be the largest bullion company in the UK.
Oh yeah? Okay.
It was started about 15 years, maybe 13 years ago, by a venture capitalist guy who saw a gap in the market and rapidly cornered the online market in the UK.
Okay, cool. Well, it looks like my computer is running on half time here. Not wanting to pull things up. So maybe it doesn't want to share this screen. Let me try it one more time here. I'm not sure what's going on.
That's a great handle. Think Differently, isn't it?
Hey, Think Differently 3000. Welcome in.
Yeah, I like that.
So they're down. He's down under, and they've been at triple digit silver in Aussie land for a while now. Looks like we're finally joining you here. Here we go. Finally pulling up. So 99.42 at the moment.
If you pull up the day, that'll tell you what the by the second chart. If you click on the today, so
101.80 was the high.
Yeah, now they have some volatility because obviously they're a website in the UK selling silver to the British public. So I think they're getting some sophisticated programs to keep adjusting their spot according to what they think it's going to be when they actually sell the product. So a little bit ahead often. It used to be almost tracking identically the JP Morgan live feed, which most of the wholesalers use as a basis.
Okay. Cool.
Hello.
Yeah, since I've been... Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying hello.
Yeah, welcome in, Rakamas. So since I've been watching it, it's definitely got a lot spikier spikes than some of the other bullion sites I follow, and like you say, it's usually a little bit ahead of the game. It'll hit price targets before the others get there.
It's very useful when I hope my wholesaler's not watching. I find it very useful if I lock in a product and I'm not quite sure which way silver's going to go. Once you get ready to press the button, place order, after you filled out all of the fields, you get 30 seconds, the clock starts running. So I'll switch on, I'll be watching on another screen the Bullion by Post, and that tells you the trend in the instant.
Yeah, yep.
If it starts coming down, I'll refresh and I'll save a few pennies.
Yeah.
And if it
Cool.
starts going up, I'll buy it now. I'm not waiting any longer. So it saves me a few dollars using the two different. There's an arbitrage.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of arbitrages, what I think it was, India was quite off now, and Shanghai's been off for quite some time now. As far as they're having a $8 to $10 premium.
Is that still in the Shanghai Gold Exchange?
Yeah, last I checked.
Wow.
And
now I think there's a lot of Chinese retail demand, but I think a big part of that is industrial demand, sucking it off the Shanghai Exchange. And that's probably why China has restricted exports. That the CCP now monitors.
Yeah.
It has to permit any export of bullion.
Yep. Yeah, and there's all, we talked about this already, but you got those bigger companies going directly to mines, and then you have, being in the industry, we have friends and people who know the mine owners themselves, and they've been getting calls from large companies, and so the bypassing of the system kind of shows you, probably foresight.
It's been going on for a long time, because I remember 3 years ago at the Silver Symposium asking Jeffrey Christian why the refiners were actively buying 1,000-ounce bars and then reselling them. And he didn't really give me an answer. Instead, he just insulted Rob Keynes, who was standing next to me. They ended up shouting at each other. I never got an answer. My suspicion then was there's a physical silver shortage.
Yeah.
Because the currency of silver in the industrial world is 1,000-ounce bars. It doesn't have to be. They could use, where did I put it? Oh, they could use 100-ounce bars. In fact, they may be, because I can't prove it, but it seems to be a mismatch. A lot of dealers are reporting they're flooded with product, and their wholesalers are offering low ball or not even buying, and the refiners are offering $15 back. Yet, when I go on one of the largest wholesalers in the world, and they've got 114 items under the silver category, they've only got 4 in stock.
Wow.
So is somebody industrially mopping up some of this retail silver? It's not even going to the refiners because they can't wait. And now if I was an industrial user, that's what I would do. Okay, where can I get my silver? I would look into the market, look at the dynamics, the small shops, the bigger shops, the wholesalers. Where does silver move? Why does it move? And when and at what price? And I'd get right in there and suck it all up.
Yeah.
So I think that could be happening, and that's just another pressure on destruction of retail product. And, people will always say, oh, yeah, you're talking your book, you sell silver. Yeah, absolutely. But I am genuinely trying to work out what's going on. Why are the major wholesalers showing no inventory? Yeah, a lot of smaller places are saying we haven't got anyone to sell it for. We're lowballing. We can't buy any more. Either they're not connected to the major wholesalers who are still buying, or I think that's part of it. So I think really part of the problem for us independent dealers, we're not connected. Because if we were connected with a peer-to-peer platform, we could handle a lot more volume of retail silver coming in. Because there's always going to be a dealer somewhere. Somebody's just rung up and they want a box of maples, or they want a 100-ounce bar. Always, every minute, every day of the year, one dealer in the US is going to get requests for silver. So if they could match that with the stuff coming in, you could have an incredible opportunity to up the price that can be offered to retail sellers.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. So what's the past few days been like there in the shop as far as newcomers? Or
I start the day at the vault, picking orders, packing orders, and answering the phone, writing up invoices, searching the wholesale list, looking for product, balancing so I don't have too many of these, because you don't want too many of these. It's like balancing that. and then for the store, I just set up appointments. So usually somebody will ring, they bring something in, or they want to come and buy something. So I'll make an appointment, and then I group the appointments as they come in throughout the morning and early afternoon, and then go do those. And then when it goes quiet, if it goes quiet, I'll write up invoices, answer texts, try and catch up with email. So yeah, it's a busy life at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you seeing a lot of sellers or mostly buyers at this point, or newcomers?
Yeah, I mean, we do get a few people contacting us over the phone to sell because they've exhausted any local things they hear about us, and usually we can offer a better deal. We send a shipping package with labels, with insurance, and talk them through how to pack it up so it's nice and safe. So that's a growing part of our business. And so, yeah, people on average, I guess if you add it up, we've sold a lot more than we've bought locally.
Okay.
So we're still buying from the primary and secondary wholesalers just to keep our inventory growing slowly.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see this starting to play out. We know about the fiat war, and we talk about how that's going to be a commodities war, and you're kind of seeing that, I would argue, as well.
Yeah.
Silver would be included in that now. But looking at it overall, and thinking about how our commodities, well, basically just we've been going to these other countries for quite a while now and pulling the commodities from them.
Yeah.
And it just kind of makes me wonder if this, if that's why that we did it that way. I've always kind of wondered that, why don't we use our own? But I guess the idea is you use the other countries first, and then you have yours in reserve in case needed. Or is there more to it than that? Probably, but
yeah, I mean, obviously the environmental protection has grown over the years, decades, so it's become more expensive to produce, to mine and extract at home. Labor is more expensive here. But yes, I agree, the effect has been a hollowing out of nations that have produced an awful lot of gold. I'm not sure of this figure, but I think I heard that half of all the gold ever mined came out of South Africa.
Wow.
And if that's the case, they've been robbed blind, because from 33, 34 through to 70, 71, they only got $35 an ounce for that gold.
Wow.
Whereas if it'd been a free open market, it probably would have been in the hundreds of dollars. So they only got a few percent gross of what it was worth. And then with the foreign mining companies probably took most of the profit from what was sold at $35. They probably only got $1 or $2 per ounce.
Wow. Yeah. Yep.
So no, and would it have turned out better for them? I don't know. Maybe not, because quite often, as soon as a country develops a commodity, then their problems really start. You look at all the basket cases of countries where they're hugely rich in gold, in oil, you name it, then all the corruption, not just from within their country, but I would say from Western countries, piles in.
Yeah.
And that country doesn't always end up richer,
Right.
So it'll be interesting how this plays out, because we are now entering a full-on commodity war.
Yeah, big question. It'll be very interesting for the history books. Like we're pulling so much. We've talked about this before from Mexico, and why, man, Mexico, they've gave us a lot of silver at a lot cheaper prices than $100 an ounce. Now,
their reserves are running down. Peru has much greater reserves of silver than Mexico. So will we then pick on Peru? I don't know.
Right.
It does make you wonder why a nation would give away its crown jewels, give away its resources, its wealth, And Australia has often been observed of Australia. It's it's holes in houses. So they just dig up stuff and sell it, and they have real estate. Now, I know it's not as simple as that, but again, why would Australia just continually export all of their gold, their silver, their iron, their copper? You know, maybe it's because the country's not quite big enough to add value to that product. But I would have thought a government's responsibility is to maximize the wealth of that country by utilizing its resources effectively.
Yeah.
I would say that's a primary consideration of government.
You'd think.
Yeah. But if you can get rich quick and get paid off by a Western company, so you and your family become multimillionaires and just...
That seems to be the trend that's taking place. Yeah. Yeah.
Rather than building dynastic wealth for your nation, which is what Norway did. I mean, Norway proved with their oil, it was reinvested in a sovereign wealth fund. It wasn't given away as tax cuts. It wasn't... I don't know if it was corruption. It's possible to a certain extent, but they think long term. I mean, just their forestry speaks of how the nation views its resources. Norway is now harvesting softwood that was planted 100 years ago, 120 years ago.
Nice.
So they're harvesting old growth wood that was planted to be harvested.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, who the heck in the US
got that foresight
in 1905 was planting trees for somebody 120 years later to harvest?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was happening, was it? But it should have been.
Yeah.
You know, if we can all leave the place a better place and we find it, things improve.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I think we are living, a few people have mentioned this now, in one of the most interesting times to be alive. I mean, so much is getting flipped and realized and coming to fruition. Like, so many things that have been kept under the rug are going to come out into the light, right? Like, you know, you're going to see a lot of this, and that's why I think we're seeing lines redrawn, and you're hearing about, is NATO going to fracture and come apart, and you know, all of this, you know, what's going on, what we did with Venezuela, and all of these things that are happening so fast. I think, you know, I mean, it's definitely interesting to watch these things take place. But there is, I mean, that just brings an amount of instability into everyone's lives, all these countries' lives. And so one of the few things I knew about gold and silver, well, it's only important if there's, you know, a lot of rumors that things are coming apart, and, you know, and that's what every country right now is starting to experience. So
yeah, and with the price of silver, we really are hitting a two-way squeeze. We've got retail demand around the world and industrial demand colliding. Oh my gosh, what's the word? Colliding at the same time.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened? But I don't think it's ever happened before, has it?
I don't think to this scale. I mean,
been plenty of silver for its commercial and industrial uses, and I think now there isn't. And now there's always appeared to be plenty of silver for financial uses, because people haven't been educated enough to understand what store of value as a function of money is. Now I think people are waking up.
Yeah.
You know,
and now there's that industry drive that was now. I think we have more industrial drive now, and only growing than ever.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So
yeah, I think, I mean, just the solar industry taking over 1/5 of all silver mined and all silver recycled, and we're going to hit a wall. If we haven't hit it already, and we just haven't seen the effects, we're going to hit a wall where the price will just keep going up until we reach an equilibrium. But there's a delay in that, because silver has to reach $200 or $300 before people will even invest in recycling. Then there's a lag and a delay for some of the products that have silver in them before they're ready to be recycled. You know, I mean, here we've sort of turned our back on solar and wind and hydro, mistakenly, I think, whereas the rest of the world is going for it. So solar panels can last up to 40 years.
Yeah, I'm being told of a storm that's supposed to roll in here to the southeastern, especially kind of the lot of the states, and I think we could find out more about our grid and what's needed here very shortly. So we'll see how that pans out. But
Well, no one seems to be committed to spend the money or make the case that the money should be spent to modernize the US grid. It seems to be it's hanging together on a wing and a prayer. And I think Texas isn't even connected, is it? I think it's got its own grid.
I've heard that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
When Texas gets an ice storm, it can have a cascading effect across that state, and they can't pull in power from neighboring states.
Yeah, and we're just eating up more and more electricity, and so something's got to give somewhere there. I know, that's been a headline for the the New World, the WEF and stuff like that. They've been saying we're going to cut power, and my state just cut power for the first time ever that I've been experienced for my life, of a power company sending out messages a couple of weeks prior to it saying we're going to shut the entire grid down for like 8 hours or something because there's going to.
Did they say that was for maintenance or?
They said it was for high wind.
Really?
Yep. That's the first. We've had tons of wind. So although I lived in Montana forever, and never is that. That's the first time. But I also heard someone else texted that their state did the same thing. It's going to be a new theme, I think.
High wind. I mean, what does it do? Blow the electrons out the wire?
Well, that was the statement that they made in California for some of their big wildfires, was that it.
Yeah, I can understand that if there's a risk of the cables blowing down and starting fires. Yeah, I can understand that.
That
but
was
then
their
if you think about it, I think, was it PPG and something, the big Californian one, that they charged their customers 44 cents a unit. And I just watched a program the other day because I'm researching on solar a lot at the moment, that they pay, if you put solar in, they pay you like 3 cents or something stupid.
No.
So they encouraged everybody to go solar.
And then they went, I know.
But if they try and sell it, the standing fees for the ability to sell it are more than they actually get for selling electricity.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And when I did solar for my house, I wanted to get some extra panels so I could sell more to the grid. And that's just like, you can't talk them into it. They're like, that you want to be right to your limit and no more. It's just frustrating, but yeah.
I think Neil's just said 2 cents California offers for solar.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't have much more. I just wanted to kind of commemorate that, wow, here we are at $100.
Yeah, I mean, literally live. Oh.
99.98. There you go. What site is that then?
That's the same. That's the day price. Oh, that's the live price. Oh.
99.93. Yep. Okay.
And that's a bit higher than reality because they're hedging, they're doing stuff. So probably the real is over 99 though.
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't even been watching Platinum. Platinum went up 300 today. Flipping. Wow. Have you been looking at Platinum? I haven't.
I did, but not here today. I haven't. So.
Yeah, Neil is right.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, it's running. Nice. Yep.
In fact, it's in short supply in retail. I had a client, he wanted 40 ounces, so I had to go through 3 wholesalers, and I ended up, it was all Perth Mint. I got 14 kangaroos, 13 platypus, and 12 kangaroos or something. It was all Australian Perth Mint. That's all I could get.
Wow.
And then I topped it up with 4 Isle of Man nobles. And that cleaned out 2 wholesalers.
Wow.
So interesting.
Yep. Yeah, it's getting interesting, and here we are at the, and I think that amazingly, so much of the money hasn't woken up to this yet in the States, anyway. But
No, I
I
mean, we had the warning from Morgan Stanley that portfolio should put 20% into gold, dump half of their bonds in the 60/40 portfolio.
that's a big statement.
And financial advisors are still recommending the 60/40 portfolio. They still are. It's
Well,
like,
that'll change.
where have they been? Where have they been for the last 3 months when silver has doubled?
Yeah,
And now people say, oh, it's spiking, it's going to crash, it's spiking.
right.
It's like, and when people ring me up and they say, I want to take profits. And I said, well, where are you going to take them? And they like, especially when I'm in a face to face, it's like, they look like I don't know the answer to that question. I'm just saying
Yeah,
it because I think I should say it.
right.
Like, well,
Yeah,
where do you take your profits to?
yeah. No, that's it. That's it. And it just shows you. I think to me, it's showing me how much room there is still left to run because they're thinking it's a spike, but then it's going to level out here, and then they're going to realize, wow, that's not a spike, and then
I
that
don't know.
means,
Will it level out? I was
well,
talking.
yeah, it'll be up and to the right, or
I was
right.
talking to my friend. He's the vice president of the largest wholesaler in the US, and we were talking, and he's saying he hoped it pulled back when we were at like 80 something. He said he hoped it pulled back to like 80, and that will bring in more buyers. And obviously that was he's been trading for over 40 years in precious metals, so that's
Wow.
what he thought would encourage more buyers to come in. Just a little pullback, and like that, it only lasted a day or two, didn't it? When we dipped back, it violently.
Wasn't much. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're going to drop to the 80s now. I just don't feel it.
Yeah. 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 I just think, look out. People just are way underestimating what's going on here.
And if you pull up the 3 month, can you pull up the 3 or the 6 month silver? If you pull up the 6 months chart, it doesn't look quite so violent when you look at it. Step back a few months.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, today.
If you can share the 6 month chart and have a look.
It's thinking. I done did it. It's just waiting for the computer.
We're not on the handle of the hockey stick yet. We're just in the middle of the bend, on the 45-degree bend of the hockey stick. So if this is anything like history, if it's anything like the 1970s through to the 1980 move, where we got like a 44x, we're not even a quarter way into the move. Your computer complaining today. You still there, long live? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm back. My StreamYard is shutting down on me. Are you there?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone else is here.
Okay, just me that's dropping out. Yeah, I don't know. My computer is blowing up on me, and it's not bringing up the chart.
I'll pull it up on my phone because it's just I don't think we pull back from here. Let me pull up the 6 month chart.
Yeah,
So,
my computer's just
I mean,
frozen.
I don't know if that shows. Oh, there we go. I think this can keep going up at 45 degrees for a long time.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I can't pull. Oh, there you go. You finally pulled up. There we
Yeah,
go.
I think that can keep going up at that 45-degree slope.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it's not. Go ahead.
we have to reach a point of equilibrium where the supply equals the demand. And and I predicted years ago that the industrial users will panic long before the cupboards are bare. They'll start forward buying, and they'll take every opportunity of a temporary dip to top up. So now the users are going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, even a 6-month, ideally, reserve, and then they're going to maintain that. They're going to keep, so they're always going to keep a reserve. That's going to suck up any slack in the market. And if we get a retail buyer who wants to drop $1 billion, it's game over. If we get another David Bateman decides, you know what, I like the look of this silver stuff, I'm going to buy $1 billion.
Which is coming. I mean,
it is game over, because we've only got, in good times, we've only got 4 or 5, maybe 6 million ounces of retail silver available in the US. So that's 1 ounce for 6 million people.
Yeah, the fireworks are still left ahead of us, really. I mean, this is just kind of a confirmation for me, really.
And now, if China putting constraints on export of silver, a lot of that silver went to the Swiss refiners, and they would turn it into Swiss bars. So the China would refine the metal from their own silver, but also from concentrate and doré that was imported, and byproduct from smelting copper and zinc and lead. They would make Chinese bars, but because the Western world doesn't like Chinese bars, they would ship them to Valcambi, Heraeus, Pam Suisse, and they would turn them into Swiss bars. Well,
really?
From what I'm seeing, we're not seeing any new European silver in the States. We're not seeing any Royal Mint from Britain silver. We're seeing very little Royal Canadian Mint. Asahi, who bought Johnson Matthey, has stopped making retail silver. They stopped making the 100-ounce bars, the 10-ounce bars, and the 1-ounce rounds. They've stopped. So we're losing domestic production, and we're losing imported. So it's at what point does this turn violently? I mean, we're already seeing some of the online companies, $15 premium on Eagles. And now I think they're profiteering because they've got enough client base who are stupid enough to keep on paying stupidly high premiums. But at what point do we run out of Eagles? I mean, this morning, I couldn't even order any. The platform wouldn't even let me order any. Now they've come back on. They'll probably be off tomorrow. So the US Mint hasn't got capacity to increase production, or it's shown over several years is unable to meet demand. That's why we've seen rising prices on Silver Eagles. That the demand has exceeded the supply. So I think we are entering a stock out situation for retail silver, and it's tragic because we will sell as long as we can replace. As soon as we can't replace, we'll stop selling.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I'm going to explain that when somebody rings up and they want $200,000 of silver, and I say, well, sorry, not today. I'll give them a list of other people you can try.
Right.
We're going to get to the point when people really, really want to buy it. They're not going to buy it. It won't be there. But yes, I agree with Neil. They'll buy the mine, but I think what's going to happen, governments around the world will seize the means of production. And they'll do it legally. They can just offer twice the current share price. They can, they can do it legally and be very generous. And really, that's what they should do. I think Neil's sort of right there when he says it only costs $13 to mine an ounce of silver. I think some silver mines can produce around that rate. But most silver, the cost of production is almost zero because it's a byproduct. They're going to make it whatever the price of silver is.
Right. But to fire up a new mine would be interesting to see what, that would vary, but it would right? Like it's going to take a certain X. Well, we're there probably now to bring some online, but it still could be quite a while to.
Well,
to
and we've destroyed the whole career. We destroyed the career of geologists specializing in looking for the precious metals. We destroyed the people with the ability to make the equipment. We destroyed the people willing to work in the mines.
Yeah.
You know, what are they going to do? They're going to re-import all the people we deport so we can open up some silver mines.
Yeah.
Come back. We didn't mean it.
Right.
We are, you know, in a big hole. And I think it's a government's responsibility to seize as draconian as it is, to keep the industry functioning, because it's a huge employer. If you look down the whole chain of people's jobs that depend at some point on silver being available, it must be run into the millions of people in this country. But yeah, I mean, I saw this. Rakamis says, how many mines in the US are closed that still have silver? There's one silver mine that the US government used to dump liquid nuclear waste into. They actually used it for low level. That one ain't getting opened up again.
Crazy.
So yeah, probably even if the incentive is here right now to open up these old mines, and you know, it's going to take years.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and the reason they're shut down is costing a lot more than
exactly, and we haven't got the refining capacity. Hence, the Department of War, or is it Department of Defense? Which one is it? I can't remember now. I think it's the Department of Defense.
It's the war now. Yeah,
So the War Department has gone into a joint partnership with Korean Zinc, to open a refinery in Tennessee. Now, I don't know. I haven't researched. Is it an existing refinery that they're going to refurbish and get working again, or are they going to build a brand new one? Well, either way, that's got to be years away. And I don't know. I think China can just squeeze the silver control now and just turn our economy off, which is
which they've got in their plans, right? I mean,
their plan is to destroy the Western way of life and for everybody to become a good little CCP.
Yeah, and they started with silver.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I've been hearing. You know, it's the Achilles. It's basically the Achilles of the economy, probably.
I mean, Neil's saying it's an aluminum smelt. I thought it was for doing non-ferrous, because South Korean zinc do produce a lot of silver, because silver being a byproduct of zinc. So I think they brought in the South Korean Zinc Co. so they could refine the precious metals as well. But I'll have to research that. But yeah, I mean, aluminum is key, because there was that big plant that went up in smoke, and that stopped the production of some Ford F-150 pickups because they have an aluminum body. So Ford had to shut down a production line because of that. We are just so vulnerable. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Well, yeah, it's interesting to see how much effect silver is going to have. I've been watching it for quite a while, and now that we're testing all of my theories, right? Like, so, you know, is this gonna be a vital market and important and start to break things wide open? And why is China, you know, saying they're not exporting silver as they normally have been without certain permits? They're obviously got their eyes close on it. So, and it's always been kind of talked about that silver is when silver runs following gold, right? Gold usually takes off and then silver starts to outperform, but that's like your confirmation of, look out, this market's going to go places, right?
Neil's pulled up some information that they're going to start building this year. So that's not going to produce for what, 2-3 years? It's too little too late. And if China is going to use the control they have, they're going to use it before we become self-sufficient.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to, don't they? They've shown their hand. They've shown their hand on what they're going to have to use that, or that threat, or everything they've worked for will be of little use, won't it?
Right.
So they've either got to back down and become friendly again for now, or they're going to use that card. Now, maybe it will coincide with them taking Taiwan.
Yep.
So, well, yeah, okay, you can fight us about it. You can sanction us. You can do this, but we'll turn your silver off. We'll turn your tungsten off. We'll turn your gallium, your germanium, and I'm sure Neil's got a whole list of all the metals.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Either way, I think it's still a good time to stack. It's still, I don't think you've missed it.
Right. No, that's it. Yeah. I mean, it's not like we're not going to double from here. So, I think 200. I've always had 200 in the cards, and seeing that we're easily here, and we haven't even had the money from the U.S. move into it yet. It's just
you need that for that now.
Yeah, and can you imagine the stack if it was $1 bills? My goodness.
Well, it used to be $20, didn't it?
Yeah.
Now you need 5,000 of them. For that teeny little thing.
Yep.
And now you need 100. You need that and something for one of those.
Yep.
And you need $7 for a dime now. And that dime was worth a dime in 1964, wasn't it? The last 90 silver dime was 1964.
Yep.
So 1964 to now, that goes from 10 cents to $7. That's 70 times, isn't it? So the dollar is only has 1/70 of its value that it had in 1964. 1/70th is a penny and a bit, isn't it? A penny and a. Because a lot of people will show the devaluation from 1913, the foundation of the Fed.
Yeah.
It's way worse than that. It's like, and it hasn't run its course, I think. It hasn't run its course yet.
Yep. No, I think we're just getting started. So yeah, we got along. I'm glad I've been heavy silver. That was kind of a gamble that I was going on. A lot of the community is pretty sure on themselves with gold, but I'm happy.
It wasn't a gamble. I was shouting out to people when it was 100. Gold is a distraction. Just wait. And you can almost get twice as much gold now, even after the exchange costs. Almost get twice as much gold.
And we're just getting started, like you said. I haven't even started my conversion yet. I'm waiting.
I don't plan on doing it.
And that's a lot of it. I won't. I mean, I'm going to do a bit.
They set a target, and a lot of people have been calling me at 50. And I think that's too early. I think you should have a look, reassess at 40.
Yeah.
Because if we are right and the facts are right and the deficit is right, silver can only go up, and it can only go up faster than gold.
Yep.
Because gold has plenty of it, and gold, with the profit margins on gold now, if your mine can mine it at $800 and you can sell it for 5,000, they're going to be cranking. They're going to open up new veins. They can, with that amount of incentive, with trillions of dollars on the table, that's trillions of reasons to crank up the gold. It's trillions of reasons. Well, silver, even at these heights, is still only a few hundred billion. It's what is it? If there's a billion ounces mined at $100, that's $100 billion market. So there isn't the financial incentive even yet to crank up silver production. Yet gold, bring it on. So the gold production is going to increase faster than the silver production is going to increase, whilst silver's in a deficit situation. So it's obvious, isn't it? Obvious that silver.
I think so, but
it's and we're still buying. We're sort of torn. I mean, most days I'll buy rhenium instead of silver, but we're sort of 30-70, increasing silver, increasing rhenium. Because with silver, I mean, what, $100? That makes it 32,000, over 3,200 a kilo. Yet rhenium is hovering around 5,000, 500 times rarer, like 50 tons a year byproduct production. So, you know, I think silver's going to do incredibly well, but I think rhenium is just going to rip the doors off. It's just going to, it's going to do some crazy moves.
Yeah. I think a lot of these metals are. Sadly, all commodities really, but the metals are always going to outperform a lot of the others.
Yeah, I mean, they've been so over-financialized and driven down, so undervalued, and so driven towards or below the cost of production.
Yep. Well, my four coins. I've been waiting quite a while to see them get up to $400 in my hand from $60 to $400.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's the place to be, and I guess we're early. I guess we're, we were lucky and smart to get in when we did, and we're so here we are talking about it like we're somewhere, but I really think that it's really even yet to start. And once the U.S. money starts to come in.
Well, for me, and I'll give credit to God, it was divine guidance, and it was
for me too. Yeah,
my prayerful wife prayed from 2015 to 2017 without asking me that God would show me how means to create and preserve wealth. That was the prayer that God put on her heart, and she prayed it for 2 years.
Wow.
In 2017, I woke up and I thought, silver. Need to buy silver. That was God leading me to it. I can't take credit for that. If it'd been down to me, I would have stuck with building houses and real estate. That's what I would have stuck with. And I would have done okay.
Yeah.
But it would have been
I was building houses when I got into it, and I was looking at protecting my family. I feel the same way as that God led me to it, in that I was looking at protecting my family.
Yep.
I was at a gun show and looking into, protection and self-defense and, video cameras, all this stuff. And I came across a table selling silver and gold and got to talking to a guy there, and it just fit my mindset of seeing that there's all types of lies in the world. And then this guy telling me about, the monetary system, and that kind of drove me into it. And once I started looking, it was like, oh my goodness. So
I don't know why some people can even understand it and perceive it, but yet they don't act.
Right. Yeah, that is really confusing for me too.
There's an inertia, like they're stuck in treacle almost, that they can't break free from the system.
Yeah, it's got me puzzled. Yeah.
So anyway, can we declare triple digit yet?
Let's see. Let me refresh here on these sites.
No, it's pulling back a little bit.
Pulling back a little? Yeah, it is pulling back a little. We're 99.38 on bullion by post.
I want to see it $100 on my wholesalers spot.
Before we call it, let me know when that happens, because I'll officially post it too. 99.22 on another big bullion site. So $1 away, not even $1, 80 cents away.
Yeah.
So, and we were down to like 40 cents a bit
But
ago.
effectively, almost anything apart from 90% is going to cost you over $100 an ounce now.
Right. Yep. Wow. Well, here we go, I guess. All right, Ian. Well, thanks for hopping on here with me, and we'll do it again soon. I appreciate you taking the time. And everybody in chat, thanks for hanging out with us here. Good to see you, Elle. Hope you're well, Rockamos. All right, so I will be back soon here, guys. And yeah, we will catch you all on the next one.